and fell asleep herself. When I finally got home, my wife said nothing. She hasn't spoken about it for 2 weeks. That night, she called and messaged me over 20 times and even got friends and family involved out of worry. Now I'm ashamed and her silence is killing me. What do I do? Quickie Master wants some help. Dr. Etta, I'm going to start with you.
Right. This is another unfortunate one we have to talk about. Cheating again. And I always say that cheating is one of those things that you use your own hands to, destroy your life. It's like you make something and then you use your own hands to destroy it by yourself instead of, looking for a solution to a problem. So in this case, I think that this is somebody who has decided to escape an issue that I believe he caused it a problem. And for me, it's sad that you entered marriage knowing very well, and he has 2 children already.
Yeah.
That's the 3rd one.
Yeah.
So for your wife to be pregnant and the first thing you do is to run off and satisfy your urge. You say you love sex, and so you want to go out there and get that at a point where she's actually battling for her life, because it actually says that she's going through complications. And that's very unfortunate. It makes me feel like
he's selfish.
Very selfish. And I wonder if he gave the whole marriage institution a thought and makes it, does he even consider it a serious thing to be in? Because if you are getting married and you want children, of course you are making them, that means that there has to be a period where your wife will be pregnant. Did you consider what will happen then? How am I going to handle myself knowing that I love sex so much? So it brings that subject of us discussing deeply or thinking through that decision that we are going to make in terms of committing to somebody. Marriage is not just 2 people together and, just sleeping and waking up. It's a commitment you are making to somebody. So I don't like the way he casually, puts it, and he goes for a quickie, and he was expecting that it will continue that way, he will not be caught. I think it's the Holy Spirit that caused him to sleep that day so that he will be caught, to save himself, to save his, to save the situation. Right now, I can't say whether his marriage is safe because of, what has happened, and he cannot be wanting to detect what happens now. I think that he will have to relax and let this woman soak in what has been or what she has found out. I believe that she's at that point where she's trying to, get the grasp of everything. This is the man I actually married. It's probably a shock for her because it appears he's been a very good liar all this while, being able to sneak out and in and all of that. And her silence for me is probably, wow, this is what I got myself into. And she's pouring coals on your head, brother. And it's working because it's making you regret. You had that moment and you said you actually liked it, meaning that your conscience was not awake. And to say that you did not regret it and you liked it doesn't mean that no wrong has been done. It doesn't mean that you've not hurt this woman. And it means that if you came and she did the usual nagging, you will go back, you give excuses and keep going. But I think she's doing something that could be effective, depending on what next steps happens. Effective either for her mental health or also for whatever next step she would want to take. And I think that for now, what she would have to do is wait for her to do what she has to do. Allow her have her peace for now and unravel what next will be done.
Should he confess?
He can start from there if he wants to start a conversation. And if it depends on her whether she would even want to listen to you If you want to start talking and I'm not listening, I'm not listening. For now, if he wants, I think he can start to have that. I also think that whilst he's waiting for her to come out of this, he should also start thinking of what to do with his life and how he can get better and be a better person for himself, for his children. And if his wife comes around and wants them to work it through, how they can move forward from there. He can even go for counseling by himself now, if he actually wants to come out of this.
Rosie?
I'm sad. It's very depressing, you know. You go and ask for a woman's hand in marriage. You promise her fidelity. You promise her loyalty. You promise to take care of her. You take her out of her home with the intention of building a home with her. And she sacrifices her body so that all of you can have children. And unless you have been through the childbearing process, you realize that sometimes it's no joke. Yes, of course, there are some people who get pregnant and have babies as if they are just taking a shower and then walking out of it. But there are a lot of mothers who have lost their lives having children.
Yeah.
There are a lot of women who have had several complications that have lasted even after the child is being born. Yeah. Some have even lost, not lost, but like they limp after having children. Some have...
Some lose their teeth.
Some lose their teeth.
Blindness.
Some even lose their voice. You know, there are lots of things that happen. The hair. I went through the hair loss, but thank God it's coming small. So there are so many things that happen during childbirth. That's the hormones aside. And even the actual childbirth, there can be so many complications. When I had my second child, I remember I also had complications. I almost actually lost my life having the second one. So this is very hard for me. You've had multiple children with this woman, and it's like she's actually having complications. You see, when you're a man and a woman puts her body through this multiple times for you to be able to have somebody to succeed you, it's very painful that you wake up and say that because I like sex, you can't hold your guns for a few months.
Yeah.
You can't hold yourself for a few months, or maybe even vary what your definition of sex is. So instead of doing the normal penetral, I don't know that is the time of the show.
Sex,
yes, you can actually let your wife maybe use her hand to stimulate you. That's what you want. Or do something so that you can actually get the edge off. Or mentally, you should put yourself in the shoes of your wife. That, look, my wife is going through this for our sake. Yeah. So you can kill that edge for a period. So that your wife will survive this. Now, moving from there, you go to a mechanic shop, you see a woman, and then you decide to have a quickie. Who are you fooling? You see, if you have a wife who was active at the time and everything was okay, maybe that quickie will not sweet you the way this one has sweeted you. If this one sweeted you so much because at the time of doing it, your wife was incapable of doing what she had to do. So all of a sudden, a need was satisfied. Now you kept going and going, they be our call workshop. Don't think your wife didn't know about this. You see, most of the time, men are not very good liars. They are not.
As they think they are.
They come home, I don't want to share. They come home and
don't share.
I mean, they come home and you can visibly see changes.
Yes.
Sometimes they left home since morning and they come home and they are very fresh. You can tell they showered just a couple of, like maybe about 30 minutes, 1 hour ago. You can tell. Or they smell different. Sometimes even the look on their face when they walk through the door, you can tell.
You can tell the shame.
You can tell there's this funny shame that you meet.
There's
like,
shame, but I want to cover it up.
Like then you know the way they even try to make it up to you all of a sudden, you can tell. Sometimes they are so nice just before they go and commit the act. You can tell. There are so many things. No, there are so many things you can use to tell when a man is being funny. So most of the time, maybe she knows, just that she can't place her hand on it. So even though she could tell, she's telling herself that, look, this is not possible. Maybe I'm just thinking it through. I'm just thinking it. It's not happening. But the fact that you slept overnight just gave her an aha moment. Oh my God, so this is really happening. And she knows she's pregnant. and she's upset, disappointed. She's going through a lot of emotions at the moment because knowing that her pregnancy is complicated, she's probably also trying to manage her emotions, but she's feeling a lot of things right now. And right now she's thinking, if she decides to open her mouth, hell will break loose. So she's probably thinking, let me just wait it out and have the children. But I can tell you that that day of reckoning will definitely come. Now, if it comes and she talks about it, then you are lucky. But she could actually act drastically in a way that you don't even imagine. Now, when you come home and she's so quiet, you should be alarmed.
Yeah.
You should be worried.
Very worried. If I were him, depending on how complicated the pregnancy is, if it is not too complicated in terms of hormonal or maybe something, I beg, quickly go and confess and repent.
With the pregnancy?
And that's something that it depends on, because when she says the pregnancy has complications, I don't know what kind of complications it has.
No sex.
Depending on the kind of complications she has and the kind of person she is, if I were you, I will go and confess and repent and make sure you never do it again. She will stretch you small. But the fact that you have, because he called you over 20 times
And involved family.
and sent you and involved family to look for you. So when you come back home, don't come back home like nothing has happened. You need to give her an explanation. She deserves an explanation. And this is what I don't like. You go and mess up, you come and give quiet treatment, then you are buying gifts, and then you are doing things normally like nothing has happened.
It's a guilt.
No, you should come clean and say, look, baby, I've done something I'm not proud of. You can lie about a number of times because once is as horrible as 100 times. So you can lie about a number of times, but by all means, come clean and apologize. Be sorry. Don't even attribute it to the fact that because you have a complicated pregnancy.
Yes.
Don't make reasons. Don't give reasons for your actions. Just say you fell. You did something you shouldn't have done. You deeply regret it. And as at a particular point in time, you know that you shouldn't have done it, but you couldn't help yourself. But you are so sorry to have put her through this. She doesn't deserve that. And you are willing to do whatever it takes to show how sorry you are. Once you do that, she may most likely forgive you. Because we women, when you love a man, and the man has been what he's supposed to be for you, most likely, depending on how he handles this, you can forgive. But if you come like Weniate, you come like, oh, I'll just be nice, buy a few gifts, rush her to the hospital, make sure I pay the bills, make sure I buy her a teddy bear, a push present, and do all of these things to make up. It's not going to make it up. It will come back.
Right. Miss Na.
Right. Interesting. So this story actually reminds me of a counseling session that I did for someone. She's single. It was a single relationship. But what actually came up strong for me, and then I'm saying this for counseling purpose, is that I try to educate, especially the singles. I'm more focused on single counseling because I believe that when the foundations are set right, some of these problems we see in marriages can at least be allayed, or the risk in there will be reduced. Right. So I'm more focused on building the single groups and then counseling them before they even decide to say I do.
People in relationships.
People in relationships,
right.
yes. And even those who are not in relationships, because I work a lot with young people.
Right.
So I have different projects that I do. There's Project Kathy, there's the Young Speakers Conference, and now there's By the Altar Side. So really By the Altar Side was designed to...
Okay, let's just stick to this thing. Yeah.
Right. I mean, so basically, I gather people and then single people and try to speak to them about relationship. And in this particular case, what I was trying to educate this lady on is that when you're in a relationship, sex is not the only thing that brings, the bonding. Sex is not the only thing that can be really fun in the relationship. Sex is not the only thing. There are so many ways you can build intimacy and still feel connected and still feel fond of each other and still enjoy each other. Sometimes just by staying together in one room, keeping the moods right, just lying on each other's chest or shoulder. There are different ways that you can still feel very loved, feel very intimate, feel very connected, because life happens. And I guess because life happens, you might love this person, the relationship will start, you get married, you're having sex, you're doing all the things, and it's great. And just one day, excuse me to say, if the guy gets knocked down by a car and for some reason his waist down is not working anymore, will that end the marriage? Or are you going to divorce because things happen? So find different ways of still feeling great about each other and not just centered on sex. So I believe one of the things that could have sorted some of, because then he went out to have sex because he loves his sex and his wife is having complications, and that's why he went out. And then the other thing is the issue of the lady going silent, right? I'm one person that is not a big advocate for silence is golden. But I think this time around, this particular silence is a golden part of silence, where she's probably withdrawn into herself, she's in her mind, she's incubating everything and digesting everything and trying to figure out how to come back better and stronger. And of course, I like that she's doing that because she's kind of managing her peace. Because already she's having a complicated pregnancy. And the last thing you want to do is to go and be fighting a man because of another very insignificant woman.
Exactly.
You wouldn't want to be doing that. So I think at this point, this silence is golden. And the man should also allow her. Because sometimes people have different ways of healing and getting better. For some people, when you give them time, they will even take time themselves to heal and feel better before even proceeding on any other communication. And by all means, he needs to make this confession. If he wants to keep his home and if he wants to keep his peace and keep running the relationship, there's always a way out. If he can't do it alone, he can engage a third party so that they can speak about it, resolve the issues. And then moving on, he needs to have at the back of his mind that it's going to take time to rebuild her trust again. It's going to take time for her to come back again. And sometimes men do this and they expect that once they say sorry and then the counselor says now and then when we go back home, everything comes back to jamboree again. No. There's cons to some of our approach. So you need to understand that if you take certain actions, certain things will come with it. So you should give her time to heal and then come back to herself. And if possible, they can move on the relationship again.
Right. Okay, so we have some letters, some comments here, sorry. Collins La is saying, confess, explain yourself, ask for forgiveness, and learn to control your desires for a good life. Eunice Comey, before you continue entertaining the fun, ask yourself one honest question. Are you ready to lose your wife? Because when she eventually finds out, don't go running back, begging and blaming the devil as if you didn't know exactly what you were doing. I think I agree with Eunice. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will check out the second story.
In Ghana, West Africa, the mornings are somewhat, if not for the perfect companion. What a good day to start. Another day. It's always smiles knowing we are together. Ooh, what a feeling. Work is always effective with NASCO home appliances. If it not be you, then who go there? Classic home appliance for the fisher folks. And Nijepa, I want NASCO fie. NASCO, bring home happiness.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my day jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Gino Jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana Jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so cool. Tasty nie.
What is going on here?
Enjoy Jollof the Ghana way. Gino Jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Sister right here on Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM for everyone that is listening. So we've seen our first letter. Now it's time for us to check out our second letter. Whew. Dear sisters, everyone says I'm lucky to have such a sweet husband, but they don't know the full story. We've been married for 3 years. He's kind, provides for us, and treats me well. But when it comes to making decisions, my husband listens to everyone except me. His family and friends have a say in everything, where we live, how we spend our money, even private matters in our bedroom. We can never have a proper couples conversation without him running to get their opinion. It feels like I'm married to a whole committee. He'll agree with me today, then change his mind after a phone call from his sister, his mother, or his friends. Sometimes I feel like I'm just his trophy wife. Good for the show, but with no real voice in his life. I want us to plan our future as partners, not with his family acting as board members in the marriage. Sisters, how do I make him see that I'm his wife and not an accessory?
Okay, so this thing, sometimes it gets very sad because when it comes to marriage, there are a lot of women, especially, who get married with the intention of building a home with their partners. So they have this building mentality where they want to take decisions together, they want to grow together, they want to decide and manage their finances and move on together so they can build a home for themselves. Unfortunately, there are also some men who are very alpha in thinking and who want to dominate what happens in the home. In fact, not dominate. Dominate is like they want to finalize, they want to be the only people who take decisions as far as the home is concerned, where they live, where they stay, whatever. And they feel like giving that voice to the wife, they feel it emasculates them. They feel it gives you an opinion. They feel if they give you an inch, you probably take 1,000 steps. So they are very careful not to involve their wives. And these are people who come from a mentality like a wife is just there to maintain your home, to give birth to your kids, to make sure they groom your kids. And then that's all they see their wives to be. And in exchange, they just have to make sure you lack nothing. And unfortunately, their definition of what you shouldn't lack is also defined by them. So you can't even say that this is what I need or this is what I want. And it's sad when you are in that kind of a relationship because you realize that what you really want is not expensive. It's just inclusion, my opinion being heard. And most of the time, you don't even mind if your husband doesn't take your opinion. You don't actually mind. You just want to be heard. You just want to feel like, oh, he even considered you, heard you, and really thought of what we could do and what we couldn't do. And it's nice. And that's all she's asking, to be part of the family, to be part of decision making, so that when we move from point A to point B, she knows that she was part of it. Now, the other part is that when you are in a relation or in a marriage where one of the parties keeps running to family,
it's a problem.
And even to friends, what happens is that your spouse loses respect in front of those people. Because then your family and friends know that your wife is not that important to you.
Yeah.
And that is where they can have a say as to what you should do when it comes to your family. And it's a very dangerous place to put your spouse. Some men do it, some women do it. That's why I'm sticking to spouse. It's a very dangerous place to put your spouse, where you make her feel like she's nobody. When you have serious decisions to be made, first point of call, your mother, your father, and uncle, your friends, is a very dangerous place to be. So I actually feel her pain. What I'll tell her, if it was the man who was sending the message, I'd have told him to desist from things like that. But because it's the woman who is sending the message, sometimes what you should do, because you're already married, is probably to kill the urge to give your opinion and begin to live for yourself. You see, sometimes when you think of that building mentality, because he's not allowing you to build, you are so worried, so stressed
You lose yourself.
that you lose yourself in the process. Because your whole aim is to get him to listen to you, is to get him to actually seek your opinion, and you end up losing yourself.
Yeah.
So now that he's ignoring you, my take, honestly, is that begin to find yourself. Begin to build yourself. Begin to start doing things that you love. As time goes on, his opinion will no longer matter. Or even if it matters, it's watered down in terms of the effect that it has on you. Now, once you start building yourself and you start finding yourself, you start finding some unusual love for yourself that you probably didn't even know existed. And that's when you can get up and say you want to do A, you want to do B, you want to do C. By word of caution, in finding yourself, in building yourself, sometimes when you have to do something, still bring it to him. Like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. Still run it by him. May not like seek permission, but still run it by him. So he knows that you are not being defiant. Still run it by him. Oh, I want to do this. I've started learning this course, and this time I want to do this, I want to do that. Just so that he knows how it's supposed to be done. And maybe when he sees how much you are flourishing without him, when he sees how much you are loving yourself without him, he'll be tempted to reconsider. If it was a boy-girlfriend relationship, I would have said, Charlie, the highway.
Right.
But because it's a marriage with children, sometimes you have to manage it.
Yeah. So, Miss Na.
Right. This story, the characters that this man has displayed, for me, it gives me a lot of narcissistic vibe.
Yep.
And narcissists are about themselves. Everything really is about them, including how beautiful you look and how good you appear out there. And another characteristic of these people is that there's a lot of the outside look for them. They want to move around with that beautiful wife. They want to move around with the astute person. But when you know how narcissists are, you know that it's not about you. The fact that they are buying you beautiful clothes, they buy you the Mercedes Benz, is what it reflects on them. So it's actually a skill or something you have to be aware of. So I've been creating awareness about it in my own small blog. That before, if you have not gotten into this marriage already, before you get into it, look at this. They buy you, if a man buys you a gift and you don't see yourself in the gift, question it. It happens. If they take you places and you don't see yourself in the place, question it. Can I make the next choice of where you take me to on the date? Those people will take you places, but they'll take you places they want to. They'll buy you gifts, but they'll buy you gifts they want to buy for you. It's really never for you or about you. They come with a frame already, and they have to squeeze you, turn you, and make you and mold you into their frame. And that is not good for you. That is where you start wanting to seek validation and confirmation and so much attention and affirmation as to, am I even here? Because it's not you. They make it look like it is for you, but it is about them. So I educate a lot of my youngsters, again, that before you get into relationships, be noting these things. Narcissists are raised by a narcissist. So yes, I'm not surprised that they will run to their mom, their sisters, the closest people that they had, because that is where they are coming from. They're a product of them. And every narcissist has a mother or a father that is another narcissist. That's how they became narcissists. So indeed, this man is showing that everything he has done for you and with you is not really about you. And like Auntie Rosie said, he wants to build as the man, and he just wants you to follow without an opinion, and that is not a good trait. So if you find yourself already married to someone like this, my thought is, girl, you ain't never going to have a voice. It's never going to be your validation. The only way out is probably to pray and beg God to help them become better. It will not. You can't change them. They are almost impossible. It is just what they want and how they want it. And another thing is that they don't even know what they want to. It's the reason they keep running to other people for opinion. And they'll run for everybody else for opinion but you. Everybody else will matter but you. And so you realize that you become like the outside gentility and the home cry person. It's always you that is crying at home. But out there, everybody sees, because everybody has to see them to be the good one. And they know that their being good is coming from the reflection of what their people think their wife is. So you don't get to tell your story, and nobody will even believe you. Because when they're out there, they're showing hero of the day. They will buy you, or they will make you right. They'll make you trophy. So yes, she's feeling like a trophy wife. She is indeed a trophy wife, and she should hold the trophy very high. But she should understand that I have to also know what I want. If this trophy you're molding me into is not what I want, then don't be. But it will all start from the self-identity, your self-loving, your self-caring, and your own self-validation. If you need any opinion to be accepted, you won't get it from him.
No.
His parents won't come along. His sisters, his friends won't come along. They won't believe it, that it is them. What you are saying is really about them. They won't believe it. So honestly, just look into yourself, make yourself better. Surround yourself with other people like you, or people you think you can aspire and who inspire you. And just leave him to be. It's a difficult place to be when you're with men like that, who they are not even dominating you. They are running your show, and they are running your life for you. If you haven't gotten into it yet, please stay away from any man that wants to create a frame for you to fit in. By all means, you must have a word, you must have a say, you must have an opinion. And if they can't take it, then unfortunately it will be their bad.
All right. Ethel?
Yes. It's just amazing how what she said about narcissism resonates with me, but I won't want to go all over what she has said. Perfectly, what she has said is really things that we need to really think about, and sadly we don't take the time to think about them before we get ourselves into this. By all means, before you marry, you're looking for somebody who would lead you. And a leadership, does not mean that, somebody who does not have your interests at heart. You want somebody, good leadership means that you are included in the decisions that are made. And so, throwing this to young people out there who are not married yet, look for a true leader, someone who values you. You will never survive in an environment where you are not considered and you are not valued the way you want to. And it's sad that some men will think like this, that I can actually have a marriage and not include my wife. That wife that is supposed to be a helper, because that is the ministry of a wife, to be a helper. And so if you think that you can just have somebody as a trophy wife, I can't fathom how you are thinking about the whole marriage business. So I think that I would go with what Rosie has said as a solution. At first I was going to say, make an attempt to want to be heard, talk to him, find ways. But I doubt if that would really result in anything. It appears that this was a careful pick. The narcissists pick you because you appear to be one who will allow them
to do what they want.
Yes, to just drive without them.
Yeah.
You show them some sense of, I don't mind. You continue what you're doing.
No
and that's why they married you, because they thought that they could actually, overrule whatever you are and suppress you, and you won't say a thing. So at some point they'll be like, who do you think you are? You now wanting to have a voice, really? Who are you? So you have to be careful, and I think that looking into yourself is the way to go now. Focusing on your self-development. And if he's somebody who would ever come around, I feel that it is by when he sees you progressing, being something that they would want to come in. I don't want to leave the marriage now. Some people are able to survive this. So if you think you can be fine in this, then the only way, I think I've mentioned it on this show before, that the laissez-faire method is how you can survive. Don't bother again. Don't invest your emotions too much. Don't worry yourself. And do run things by him so that whenever it comes back, it's not as though you wrote him off.
Chris, can I say something? You know the trick about this solution we're saying? that find yourself and be outstanding, and then he'll see you, and then the interesting thing is that with these men, your power, your strength, your ability, your confidence is actually what attracts them. And at the same time, it is what they feed on. So it's a double-edged sword. What you really need to know is that you are everything every man would want. Is the reason why he wanted you. So you're good enough. The fact that he's even not taking your opinion is because he's just intimidated. You're too good. And that's the one problem they have. Like, they're attracted to those who are perfect, like almost perfect. But at the same time, it intimidates them and they want to break every wing that you have off your shoulders and to make them feel better.
Absolutely.
But the more you are even looking powerful, strong, and great, they will not leave. You are the one they want. So just have it at the back of your mind that it's because you are great is what is intimidating him. It's why he's not taking your opinion.
And that's why I would say leave.
Yeah, just leave.
And
That's what I was afraid to say.
most of this narcissistic gentlemen, not all of them are hostile whilst you are dating.
Yeah.
No.
It's because they haven't gotten you where they want,
They want
to
you
get
to
you
be.
yet.
Yeah.
In fact, majority of them are actually very nice.
Very nice.
Extremely nice.
It's a love
And-
bombing.
And what they do is that apart from being nice, they sort of try to isolate you.
Yes.
They love bomb you so much so that you feel that
They're the only
they are
thing.
your world. They are the only thing that matter. So it's after they've isolated you and then they start doing these things. And that's why it's important that marriage should not be the reason why you
Stop
cut
living.
ties with family and very close friends. Of course, you don't want to be all over the place when you're married. But when you get married, keep your close friends close. Keep your family close.
Right.
Any man that will love bomb you to the extent that you start
cut you
seeing
off.
issues with your friends, please watch it. And secondly, the fact that you are married doesn't mean that you should always wash dirty linens of your loved ones to your partner. Because if they are narcissistic, it's the same thing they will
against you.
use to sort of like patch you away from them. So just be mindful of some of these things.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have some messages here. My husband only sees me as an accessory, and somebody says, that's bro, Kweku Freeman. So you saw all these signs, didn't you? You knew he struggled with communication, yet you still went ahead and married him. For what reason exactly? Let me explain to you, Mr. Kweku. People are not who they are sometimes. That's why we're talking about love bombing. They come as the nicest people, the sweetest people. They give you all the gifts. In fact, they listen to you at that point until they conquer you. Some of them even use pregnancy, children, marriage to conquer you. And so don't say she saw all of it. Sometimes you people fake a lot.
And sometimes you don't see it.
Yeah. Ifya Adam says, please speak up and let him know how you feel and how his behavior is affecting you. If that doesn't bring you any change, don't hesitate to involve the family, the same family,
So these people,
and let them know what's
Forget
going
family.
on.
And if you are dealing with a typical narcissist, speaking up doesn't help.
Yes. No.
Speaking up only entrenches.
It just makes it worse.
It only gives them more power to, because you see,
Yeah.
the more you feel dominated, the happier they are.
Yeah.
Yes. And speaking of makes you look like you are the one always nagging. And everybody will ask, oh, but he's a cool person.
Oh.
Because everybody
Because
else
he's
sees
only
the
shown
good
the
side
cool,
of him.
the good side of
Everybody will
everything.
label you as a bad person. Meanwhile,
Yeah. And Boz says, you need to tell him directly. Sharing it with us wouldn't change anything. It will. If speaking to him one-on-one doesn't help, consider involving elders. Explain your situation to them so they can advise him properly. If truly he's a narcissistic person, involving elders is going to cause more problems.
exactly.
You become abusive.
Because you know what? He'll be nice in front of the elders.
But when they
Tell
Then
the
you
elders
become the
that will
villain.
understand you. Okay, when I go home, I'll go and do, and come home and come and do worse.
And they're usually very convincing.
Yes.
Very
So when
they
you come
can
back
deliver.
again, that, oh, this is what is happening, now you begin to look like you're complaining about the man too much. Because whilst he's meeting the elders and saying nice things, he's probably also gifting them.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they
Anyway, sisters, it was really nice having this conversation with you all. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll be sharing my final thoughts.
This August, get ready for an unforgettable night of worship and celebration as Perez Music presents Glorified, dubbed His Love and Kindness. Ministering live, Perez Music alongside the legendary Daughters of Glorious Jesus. Also ministering Joyful Way Incorporated, Minister Gabby Akwe and Edom Evangelist. Join us on Sunday, the 31st of August 2025 at 4 p.m. sharp at the Victory Bible Church, Awoshi Dominion Sanctuary for an evening of powerful ministry and praise. It's absolutely free. But if you would like to support this ministry, you can do so by purchasing our special event merchandise or call 0557 116 607. That is 0557 116 607. Let's come together and raise a sound of gratitude for God's love and kindness. It's going to be nothing short of heaven on earth. This event is proudly sponsored by Eddie Spitzer and powered by Rima City of Worship.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's still Sister right here on Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM. So I'm going to be sharing my final thoughts. I'm going to start with a gentleman who his quickie turned into a sleepover. First of all, thank you so much for sending in your letter. And I'm glad your wife is actually giving you silent treatment because she's actually protecting her peace. And also she's actually protecting her pregnancy. Already we know that there are complications involved in this pregnancy. So I don't know what you were expecting her to do exactly, to start quarreling with you, to start fighting with you when she's probably, going through a high-risk pregnancy. What exactly were you, especially for the fact that she called you over 20 times while you were having your quickie, enjoying yourself, and then she was busy palpitating, probably, because of your absence. I would say you're a very selfish person. Selfish because it seems like a lot of people do not understand what pregnancy does to a woman. And if you understand what pregnancy does to a woman or can do to a woman, there are a lot of things you wouldn't do as a man or as a husband or as someone that is expecting a child. Pregnancy can take your life. Pregnancy can make you lose your sight. Pregnancy can make you lose your teeth. Pregnancy makes you lose your hair. Pregnancy can change your voice. Pregnancy alters your sight, apart from taking it away. Pregnancy does so many things to you. And it's like, when you think about it, you would never ask the question, what do you bring to the table? Like a woman brings her life to that table. So for someone that has a pregnant wife and knows that the wife is going through a high-risk pregnancy, you cannot tell me that you could not just hold your sexual urge for some time. Let's get through this, baby. Okay, baby, help me this way or help me that way because I really feel like I need to probably come or something. I'm glad she caught you. I don't have anything nice to say, honestly, because I think you're selfish, like I said. Anyway, the second one about husband seeing wife as an accessory. Okay, what I would say is I have a conversation with him because I will not just rule out that this person is a narcissistic person. Maybe he's just a mommy's boy. Maybe he's just someone that even does these things without even knowing how it makes you feel. So have this conversation with him that, look, baby, I can help you in different ways. I want you to ask me questions. I want you to see me as someone that can help you and not just someone to beautify your space or beautify the family picture. Have that conversation. But when you have that conversation and it turns out that he's not listening, then we can say that probably he doesn't see you as someone he can actually, run to when there are situations like this. And like I said, I would not completely call him a narcissistic person, except he has shown some signs, except he has taken you away from your friends and your family, except he makes you wonder, am I stepping on eggshells? Except he makes your heart palpitate every day. Except he's suffering you emotionally and psychologically. You will definitely know, sometimes even physically. Except he's doing all that, then we can call him that. Do you understand? But for now, I am just in the notion that I just have this notion that probably that's just who he is. And he doesn't even know what he's doing until you have that conversation with him. So let's not rush into labeling somebody now, but when you get to that conversation and realize that probably he falls into the category of the whole narcissistic personality disorder, then I wouldn't say you should be in it, because people with narcissistic personality disorder, one aim for them is just to destroy you, to quench your light. So you need to run, if that is what it is. I would not say stay. You actually need to run if it is what it is. Anyway, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us with this episode of Sister Sister, and thank you for sending in your letters. And also, a very big thank you to our sponsor for, holding us down always. Gino, thank you. My name is Friskata, and this has been Sister Sister.
The grand finale of the Literacy Challenge 2025 is here! Congratulations to our top 10 finalists. But the big question is, who out of our top 10 wins the ultimate prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis, the Glitzy Trophy, and the bragging rights as the Literacy Challenge winner for 2025? Support your favorite students, support your school, and let's promote literacy in Ghana. Tune in live to Channel 1 TV for the grand finale on Saturday, 16th August 2025. Venue, Alisa Hotel Ridge, Accra. Time, 1 o'clock p.m. Call 0205-973-973 for more details. The Literacy Challenge 2025 is powered by 97.3 City FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and sponsored by Belmu and GB Assessment.
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. This is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining Made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through till 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. For inquiries or participation details, call us on 0205-973-973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM, and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, and Side Hassle from EK Brand Consult.
August 17th, history, tradition, heritage, and football collide in the heart of Accra. Get ready for the 2025 Besse Manche Homo Peace Charity Cup live at the Accra Sports Stadium. It's defending champions Accra Tabok against the fearless challengers Thunder Hearts of Lions. It's Sunday afternoon football like never before. Kickoff time, 5 p.m. This isn't just a match, it's a celebration of culture, a call for peace, and a commitment to youth development and unity. Book your seat now. Dial *713 *33 *44 hash to secure your ticket instantly. You can also grab your tickets at the gates on the match day. Ticket prices: Gamashi Special 5 cedis, Popular Stand 10 cedis, Center Line 20 cedis, VIP 100 cedis, VVIP 200 cedis. Let's fill the Accra Sports Stadium. Let's celebrate Ghana. Expect football, expect music, expect culture. Be part of the magic this 17th August at the Accra Sports Stadium. Powered by One World Sports Management. Produced by IMAX Media, Max TV, and this game will also be live on GH1 TV and Channel 1 TV. The Gbese Manchester Peace Charity Cup Match 2025, where football meets tradition. The Homo Charity Cup Match is in partnership with the NYA. Igniting potential, inspiring change. Sponsors: Stanbic Bank. Media partners.